My name's Dave Adams. Welcome to Nerds of Wisdom Weekly. Let's see what's happening now. In a week that's had blow-ups over YouTube's use of monetizing restrictions for explicit content, or No Man's Sky providing refunds, the news I want to focus on has to do with British Telecoms and their suing of Valve over breach of patenting. BT are making patent claims over the gaming platform, the distribution, and the personalized services. So, pretty much everything that makes up Valve. BT are saying that this is a breach of technologies that they once developed and that these platforms are working off of their technology. So they're claiming that they own the rights and should be taking all the monetary rewards of Valve and its distribution. BT are well known for making patent claims over other companies, and this is just another list in a long line of patent trolling, essentially. Now, when patents were first formed, people didn't see them as a way of just limiting ideas to individuals who created them. They were also seen as a way of building creativity and innovation. The idea being that if people were forced to not impinge on other people's ideas, they would be stimulated and have to come up with their own ideas, generating more ideas, generating new ways of doing things, and creating more innovation over time. One of the people most renowned for their early use of the patent were the Wright brothers. Now, the Wright brothers were one group of people in any number of teams worldwide who were sharing information and trying to solve the issue of human manned flight. We were trying to find a way how to put people into a heavier than air aircraft and to propel them for significant distances. Now, the Wright brothers were only one of the groups that actually succeeded, and their idea wasn't the actual aerodynamics of the plane. All of this they had gleaned from other inventors and other designers and other people in an industry of people trying to solve this problem. Their contribution was a specific part of how the wings were formed on the tail specifically. They were able to control and balance and keep the plane up and not cause it to fly off in any direction and to crash. And it was a great invention as well, but it was cumbersome and it was hard to use. Later, people were coming out with their own designs and their own ways of doing it. They tried to sue people and anybody who released a plane, believing that their technology of recording the first man-made flight was theirs. So any variation belonged to them. That's essentially what BT are doing. They're saying that because this is a variation on technology that they had utilized way back when, that this now belongs to them. Now, the problem was that people ruled against this, saying that the idea of flight and the aerodynamics and all of the designs of aircraft belonged to the public. These ideas couldn't be controlled by individuals. They had to be free to market. And yes, what they could do was patent the very idea that they brought to flight, but other people had ideas of how to do that too. And the one that has actually survived today isn't the one that was designed by the Wright brothers, but is a design that the Wright brothers tried to sue for. Patent law has become a quagmire of people arguing over who owns the rights to what ideas and what people can claim rights to ideas. Today, patent law has actually led to some really big monopolies, including DuPont, who own the rights to the cancer mouse. Now, the cancer mouse was a genetically altered mouse that was more susceptible to cancer, making it ideal for studying cancer. And what they've done is they were able to patent that mouse so that no one could use it without their permission. And they were charging quite high fees. Eventually, people just started using it anyway. However, what they did do is they got the right to all data and research based around those mice. So what this led to was one company getting all the data on cancer research, which meant that only one company was really benefiting with the breadth of study, instead of all that information being disseminated equally to the community. So now we have a community of researchers who are half working in the dark, except for one group from one company who have access to all the research because of their patent. Now, is that fair? Is it not fair? Well, for me, I look forward to a future when the world is freely exchanging ideas. I'm not big into the whole idea of using patents as a way of limiting every little idea. Sure, there are some things that they work well for, but in measured amounts. Patenting has a way of restricting ideas, hindering innovation and creativity more than it does for liberating it. And so for us to really look for a future of innovation and creativity, we need to find a way to start loosening off and easing back of these patent laws so that people are no longer spending their time arguing over which ideas they can have and which ideas they can use and who can use what information, but instead are working more collaboratively and international basis, sharing information and helping each other to genuinely move forward through research, whether it's health, technology, or even culture and society. Now, even if you look at board games of late, there's been some real big discussions over what can you actually use. Am I allowed to create a game that uses a legacy system, or is that the exclusive right of Rob Daverow and I'm not allowed to use it without his permission? Who do I owe rights to if I use, say, set collection? If I use a certain type of dice rolling, do I have to pay royalties to other designers or companies? Well, patent laws have really bogged us down and taken away our ability to share information freely and to come to new discoveries through new ways of synthesizing or reacting to ideas. However, I don't think that means that British Telecoms should own the rights to anything that Valve is doing. Instead, I think they just need to get over themselves, and if they want to be innovative and creative, they need to get out into the market and start creating something new again like they used to. But they have long since left that game behind and are now spending their time suing everybody in the hopes of making a quick buck, which is kind of what the Wright brothers did. Moving now to what we've been doing this week, we had the Core Mechanic come out on Thursday, which we looked at the game of Pit, which is a classic game from the early 20th century. It's over 100 years old now, and it's still a great game to take to the table. I encourage you to go check that out. This week coming out, we've got, I'm going to be putting up another couple of episodes from the Dice Tower segments. Now, again, this week we had issues with trying to get them onto the actual Dice Tower, but I think I've solved them now, so that's almost a fortnight in which I've not been able to get my segments in because of Dropbox and whatever craziness is going on. However, we fixed that up. We're going to be getting them back on track. I look forward to those coming out soon. Now, also on www.gamerpalooza.com.au, we've got articles coming up about metagaming. We've got articles coming up about new releases, so please go check that out. It's a great review site. We've got some awesome writers there, including yours truly. On top of that, we've also gotten word that we are hosting 2 panels at Comic-Con Brisbane. So they will be at 11 a.m. on the Sunday and 3 p.m. 11 a.m. will be me talking about how video game design and board game design can help each other out. And at 3 p.m. we're actually hosting a game show, which is going to be great because we're asking a lot of questions, having a lot of fun, getting to know some people. We've got prizes for audience participation. Hexagony are donating a game for us to give away. We've got sponsorship from Gamerpalooza, donating some things to give away. Vault Games have stepped in as a really big sponsor, and they're going to help us out with some stuff to give away as well, which is going to be awesome. We're really looking forward to that. So make sure you're there. Brisbane Supernova. We're going to be there on the 18th. Unfortunately, one of my friends decided to get married on the 17th, so I can't be there on Saturday. He gets married on Comic-Con weekend. Other than that, this week, things have been a bit slow. If you saw my vlog post on Friday, I've been slowing things down last week and this week simply because of a tragedy that happened at school. We lost a close teacher, a friend of mine who I taught with for the last couple of years as a team teaching partner in several subjects, in fact. It's been a great loss, and so at this stage I'm really focused on trying to help my school community to manage that. So I appreciate your patience in the meantime and your support while we give our support to these young people who have lost someone that they loved as well. Until then, look, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please hit the like button. If you're new to this, please hit the subscribe button. We'd love to hear from you. Please post your comments in the bottom below. Tell us what you think. Maybe you agree with patent laws. Maybe you think they're the most important thing on the planet, or maybe you're like me and you just want to see some restrictions or some backing off of them. Either way, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, I'm Dave Adams, and this is what's happening now.